Do you all remember Cynthia Cooper, legend, Hall of Famer, two-time MVP? And by the way, her first year in the WNBA, because of when the league started, she was already 34 years old. And yet, she won 4 titles with the Houston Comets, played 4 seasons, then coached 2 of the Mercury, then came back and played a final one, averaged over 21 points, 4.9 assists, I think, so we'll give her 5, over 3 rebounds a game, MVP first 2 season, all WNBA, all WNBA, first team, first 4 seasons. I'm gonna say that was her career because then she coached twice and came back for, one more season. But MVP the first 2 years, finished third her third year, finished fifth her fourth year, all star, all of that. And we know she's also been pretty complimentary of Caitlin Clark, one of those few legends, one of those few ladies we kept hearing with the WNBA was built on her back. And every time we mention Caitlin Clark, we have to bow down to the players back in 97, 98, 99. I don't know how many years they need us to name all these other players. But she made some comments the other day about Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell that I thought were kind of interesting, worth talking about, reminded me of something else that I think is important as well, and could be the very key to the Indiana Fever winning a title if it happens. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. Appreciate all your support. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. Of course, shout out to the 19. Quick favor, like, comment, subscribe, hype on mobile, notification bell. Y'all know the drill. So let's dig in. I apologize. It's a little bit of an echo on this. I've found multiple recordings, but I could not find one that was actually any better.
My point is, there is nothing wrong with Kelsey being your go-to player and Caitlin being your star. It doesn't take away from Caitlin's ability to do everything on the court. Caitlin can score she can get to the rim, she can get to the free throw line, she can definitely knock down the 3-point. I mean, she can knock down that thing almost from half court, right? And she can lead your team in assists. She can go ahead and get a triple double. Like that, she is a star. She is a walking star in this league. Yeah. That doesn't mean that you have to go away from Kelsey Mitchell, who's a leader, who's consistent, and who's been there every single important moment. Yeah.
Very interesting things from Cynthia Cooper. I'm not sure what she meant about that last part, other than maybe Kelsey Mitchell is a veteran. That could be what she is talking about. I'm not completely sure, but her saying that I thought was very interesting. Now, a couple of things with that could be that are a problem is now, did she mean to do this? Probably not. But I take this, having watched the Fever since Caitlin Clark got there very closely, obviously, I take this as an indictment of Stephanie White. I know you say, "Whoa, how do you make that leap?" Because the thing that she's talking about is what Stephanie White has been limiting. She has taken away Caitlin Clark being a star. She has taken away Caitlin Clark doing all of these things that Cynthia Cooper is talking about, right? Triple doubles. When's that been happening? We see glimpses, right? We got Caitlin going off the other night for 45. We see glimpses, but it is not the system. I thought the back-to-backs were a great example because we saw the first one, we saw a lot more of Caitlin Clark's style of basketball, and she went off. The team went off, right? Kelsey still had 30, folks. I think that's Cynthia Cooper's point. And then we saw the next night where, oh, you know what? We're going to make AB the hub, and we're going to put AB at the top of the key, and we're going to give AB the basketball, and we're going to let AB sit there and yap and direct Caitlin Clark off the ball as if she knows what the hell she is doing. No, you want AB to be a hub? You go put her on another team, or go put Caitlin Clark on another team. But this thing's with Cynthia Cooper, and I wish Kelsey Mitchell would understand this. She needs a talking to because the type of player Kelsey Mitchell is, we all know she is 100% bought in on Stephanie White's system because Stephanie White makes her the priority, makes her the number one player, and that is to the detriment of the Indiana Fever. Now, if I may give you a reminder, and fingers crossed, I went digging. I'm pretty sure I have the numbers correct. If they're off a little, apologies. Give me another source. I was not going to go and add up every single game individually to confirm this, but I'm going back to it. Post Olympic break 2024. We know how incredibly entertaining the team was. We know that the team was winning games, I believe 9-5 in the final 14 games after the Olympic break. But we also know how electrifying both Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell were, right? Kelsey Mitchell, that was a career stretch for Kelsey Mitchell. And she did it playing off of Caitlin Clark's style of basketball, right? They both average over 23 points a game. I think Caitlin was at 23.1, Kelsey Mitchell was like 23.4, right? Significantly up for both of them. I think before the break, Caitlin was at like 17.1. Even her assists went up from 8.2 to 8.9. Think about that. Her points went up and her assists went up when Christy Side said, here are the car keys. Rebounds were about the same. They were a little bit lower, but again, down dramatically this season because Stephanie White, unlike 2024, she's not having her players when the other team's just running back on defense, allowing Caitlin to just grab the rebound, which gets them up the court even faster, which makes the team more effective. No, Stephanie White is hurting the team by cutting into Caitlin Clark's rebounds. Her 3 points made were up almost one per game, I think from like 2.7 to 3.6. Her field goal percentage was up significantly. It was like from 40.5 to 43.5. 3-pointers up from 32.7 to 37. Kelsey Mitchell, same thing, 23.4 points per game. I think our full season average is, I think, like 19.2, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but same thing. Her field goal percent. She had the most efficient season of her career in 2024. And post Olympic break was significantly greater. I think her field goal percentage was 50.6%. I believe for post. Her 3-point percentage went up as well from like 40 to 45 and a half. Absolutely phenomenal. Every single player, yeah, but Kelsey, so much better when she plays off of Caitlin Clark in Caitlin Clark's style of read and react basketball, and I think Kelsey Mitchell may have forgotten that. I think she may have forgotten that. Now, there are a couple of plays in here I want to show you, but I think they're like the first and last one. So we might as well go through it all because there's some other cool things in here. But this first one is so 2024. So is the other one I'm going to show you later. And Kelsey Mitchell, because this has been a big deal, right? She doesn't do anything but score. And yes, you need a score, but she doesn't play defense. She doesn't rebound. She doesn't get steals. She doesn't get assists. And those back-to-back games, a lot of people were making a big deal of that. Because, for example, last game she had what? 33, 0 rebounds, 0 steals, 1 assist. And this was it. But this assist was a glimpse. Okay, so Caitlin's like, again, I'm going to back that up because, again, this is just Caitlin being on the court, right? Catching there, you got to worry about her taking that just right there, just releasing that because she's not guarded close enough. So you go to guard her, you got to close out. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to go by you. Oh, let me just cut. Let me stop. Boom. Hit Kelsey. Now you've got, I don't know how they managed to do this. Breanna Stewart out there. She ain't guarding Kelsey Mitchell out in the open. So what's Kelsey going to do? Now you also, another key, you see Caitlin Clark. This is good off-ball movement, and it started with Caitlin Clark having the basketball. Now, will Kelsey give it to her here? No, of course not. But she gets Breanna Stewart panicking and closing out, which is probably a mistake. You're probably better off just slowly getting a hand and letting Kelsey shoot that. But check this out. Now pay attention. Now, Breanna Stewart is beat so badly because this is a mismatch that Caitlin Clark's defender is staying in the paint, even though you already have JJ in the paint, to take away that drive to the middle from Kelsey Mitchell. Caitlin Clark being Caitlin Clark, she's like, oh, well, you know where I'm going. I see that. I'm breaking off my cut. Instead of going the other way, which most players would do, and going out left, she's coming back same side. And look at that. I'm going to wind it back up for you, and so I can let it go through until that point. That right there. That has been missing. That's the type of stuff we saw more of in 2024. This season, we are not seeing that from Kelsey Mitchell. And seeing it's like a tease. It's like, oh my God, Kelsey, do you understand if you start doing this, it's going to be better for the team and it's going to be better for you? Now, what do you have? Now you have Caitlin Clark out at the 3-point line. You've got a switch. Now you've got Breanna Stewart not only guarding Caitlin Clark, it was, she wasn't going to guard Kelsey Mitchell, but now she's further away from Caitlin than she was from Kelsey, and it's a panic close. Look at Breanna Stewart right now, right? So Caitlin says, well, let me just, yeah, you're closing out hard, you're slow, and let me just slide over here, open 3-pointer. And that has been missing from Kelsey Mitchell's game since Stephanie White got here. That is an actual easy open shot for Caitlin Clark, and those she's not missing. She gets so few of those, and it is created by those two, one being smart and being unselfish, which includes Kelsey Mitchell, and we haven't seen enough. Now I'm going to run through some other plays since it's here. Hopefully I can show this to you, and then there's another one with Kelsey that's really good as well. And here's something else I love, which is why I'm also running this, because I thought about doing this play anyway in a post game. In transition, right? Players going back, trying to stop the transition right away with that from Caitlin Clark, flips it over to Ty Harris. In transition, I've talked a lot about how effective Aaliyah Boston could be in transition because of trailing, right? If they don't get the initial bucket, the trailing. Well, guess what? That can be anyone, including Caitlin Clark. The problem is we haven't seen from the team this season using that. We get glimpses because here's one right here. Make that initial pass to Harris. She's going to drive. Hey, you know what? I don't got it. But because they're all panicking and closing because we're in transition, I've got an open teammate in the corner. Let me hit her. By the way, that's MHA. Now look at what you see here. 1, 2, 3, 4 Liberty players in the paint. Well, just about in the paint. 3 in the paint and 1 close enough. MHA sitting in the corner, wide open, one of the few players who will do what? This. There's the 5th player. She has to be the one that's going to be running at MHA. And what do we have here? We have Caitlin Clark trailing in transition because what's the other team doing? They're panicking. They're all getting back. They're all getting back so they can set around the basket and then go find their players. But hey, I mean, look, take a look at that. Really, think of when's the last time you saw something like that in a regular season game? There is not a defender in sight. Not a defender in sight. So let me just net, baby, nothing but net. And then this is just fun. Y'all talk about Caitlin can't do anything but shoot threes. Yeah, people still say that. Well, you know what? She's got handles. She got getting the basket. She can finish in traffic. She's got. We're gonna call that a. I don't know. We're gonna call that a baby hook. I think. What do you think? Call this a little baby hook. That's. She's also got fouled a couple times, by the way. MHA. I mean, sorry, Jonquel Jones gonna pick her up. Um, I don't know if you could see that. I thought about doing a video on it specifically, and I still might, but Caitlin flinched at first there. It's hard to see in that one. I've got a better one up. Um, that's that's the wear and tear on her mentally from the things she's encountered. And then that's just an insane pass. That's Caitlin being Caitlin. And then I think we've got this. Here we go. Again, something with Kelsey we have not been seeing this year, which is absolutely insane. Watch this pass. We're going to slow it down. Caitlin being Caitlin. You think you can guard me? Look where I am going to throw those passes. You know what's on the other end of this? A backdoor cut from Kelsey Mitchell. Easy bucket. Easy bucket. And then that's just fun to watch. Easy, easy, easy bucket, baby, is the type of stuff I want to see more of from the Fever. Kelsey, get back to 2024 post Olympic break. Caitlin Clark, get back to 2024 post Olympic break. Because that team, I think, would beat this team running Stephanie White's system, even though this team has more talent than that team. Now, if this team runs the offense the same way that 2024 team did, look out. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. Y'all know the drill. I will talk to you later.